So you can see I've got my chain guide set up here. Down on the crank here, I can turn the motor over by hand, and it will just rock the pistons up and down. So what I want to do here is have my thumb or my finger on them, so you can feel when it goes to the very top and it rocks back down, and as soon as you get to the very top section, that's where I want to put a steel rule and feeler gauge over the top of the block itself, and then I slide the feeler gauge under and do it to this piston as well. Slide the feeler gauge under. Now I've already done this to all the pistons, so I know that they're all the exact same thickness of the feeler gauge. If there was an inconsistency, it would be highlighting that there could have been a bent conrod, or the bearings that are on the conrod might have been worn down on a few of the conrods that hold the pistons in place, which would give you that bit of wear and tear, which would be a reduction in compression. Cylinder 3 and 4 is where I was getting the actual low compressions on this engine. When the head got sent away and fully reconditioned, the valves and the valve seats and the shims, the valves weren't seating properly, in particular on 3 and 4, and the shims weren't adjusted. They'd worn down, so they needed to be readjusted because they were holding the valves open as well, which was causing lack of compression. So on this particular engine here, I'll see if I can zoom in a bit more. So I'll turn it over to get number 4 piston up. Takes a little bit of effort. Now rock it at the top, and I can feel when it is exactly at the top, which is there. So now instead of the 2 and 3 pistons at the top, it's now number 1 and number 4, and same thing. Put the feeler gauge in underneath the actual steel ruler. So you hold the steel ruler nice and firm, and then that's the exact same reading that I've been getting on each piston. On the edges of these pistons here, it's all got the letters in stamped on them, and that's for the inlet side. So that's obviously the fuel inlet side. So if you were actually pulling the engine apart and putting it back together, doing the piston rings and stuff like that, you would need to make sure that all of those pistons with the in are facing the inlet side when you put it all back together. So hopefully that's helped explain a few things for you.